to the 24th of December. And I'd like to wish all my viewers, subscribers, a very happy holiday, however you celebrate it. I hope it brings you peace and well-being. So we're going to choose 6 cards that represent the energies that are around you this week, and we'll clarify whatever needs to be clarified, okay? So, what lies behind you? The Knight of Cups. The gift is the Judgment card, okay? Something's going through a rebirth, a regeneration, and by the looks of it, it looks like it's something to do with your emotional nature. You might be receiving an offer, or you're giving an offer. Something's going on which is causing a sense of being reborn, receiving blessings, receiving happiness, okay? Ooh, the sun showing up in your relationship sector. Absolutely beautiful. The central issue is the 7 of Swords, and the outcome is the Magician card. So you've got 3 very powerful major arcanas. I'm interested in the 7 of Swords. What's this about? Okay, because this is a threshold card. All the 7s are. But this is a character who's walking towards his future, but he's at a gateway and he doesn't know whether to go back or go forward. So some of you might be, a relationship might be coming back again, okay? Or you might be meeting someone brand new, but you're still looking at the past, looking over your shoulder. And if you're still looking over your shoulder, it's quite often something traumatic that's happened that you haven't quite fully processed yet. So there's a story going on around it. Now please clarify the 7 of Swords, please. Why is the 7 of Swords the central issue? There's some anxiety lingering within you. So what's this anxiety about, please? What's this anxiety about? Around the 4 of Wands, okay? This might be a specific message for 1 or 2 people, but the central issue for some of you is the 4 of Wands. This can be something to do with the past though, because when you've got 2 Swords cards showing up, which represent, there's a lot of storylines going on within your head, and if your head's working overtime, something's not being digested properly, it's not being processed properly, so you're not quite fully able to move on yet. And it's probably something to do with the 4 of Wands, stability, a family situation, something from the past. I think that might be for a specific person, okay? I'll come back to it if I have to. Okay, because I'm going to try and do a general reading for everyone now. So what lies behind you is a Knight of Cups, and you've got the Sun card showing up in your relationship sector. Very, very beautiful, an awful lot of joy here. The Knight of Cups tends to bring an offer, okay? So this might be an offer of a date, meeting up, something coming your way. The interesting thing with this Knight of Cups though, this is someone who's in love with love. It's not the most serious, well actually, I'm going to clarify it, give me a minute. What's the Knight of Cups about? Because it might be very serious, but some of you are really scared of crossing that threshold into commitment. And if you're scared, it's basically trauma. 9 of Swords is a PSD card. So something's happened before that's making you a little bit apprehensive about making a commitment. The Knight of Cups is about the 6 of Discs, okay? This is about relationships. Both these cards are. In this deck, I love this relationship card, but the scales are unbalanced. So maybe there's something in your past that's coming back to be rebalanced out, okay? That sort of thing, but the gift is a judgment card. So the judgment card shows a picture of three people in the deck. They've gone through a dark night, and this is the rebirth energy. This is about, you know, that energy when you wake up in the morning and you just say thank you. Very, very, very blessed energy, the judgment card, because it's about receiving an energy of joy, of love, of all those sort of good soul qualities, okay? And it's clarified with the King of Cups. Definitely something going on regarding love here. And you know what I like? It starts off as a knight and almost immediately becomes a king. Some of you might be getting proposed to, by the way, but there's going to be fear. Maybe for some of you, there's a romantic offer coming, but there might be a little bit of anxiety about it. I think the key when you're in something like that is to actually do a private reading and to try and work out what's going on. Okay? So the King of Cups is with the Judgment card. Ooh, that's an awful lot of emotional peace and a lot of emotional well-being. The challenge is the Ten of Cups, okay? So the Ten of Cups is traditionally the happy family card, okay? It's about opening yourself up and sharing very freely and very openly. But it's a little bit of a challenge for you, and maybe it's a challenge because of these storylines that are going on within your mind, okay? Until something's laid to rest, we're left with this story that goes on and on and on until you can put it to rest. So some of you, there's a little bit of work to do around your thinking. The trick, basically, Scorpio, is to feel what you're going through. Because when we're in our heads, it's always about he said, she said, victim, all that. What we need to do is to stop the story and start to feel exactly what it is that we're scared of and begin to get it right at the root. But by the looks of it, with the King of Cups, you've got the ability to be the master here, to go into your emotional world and begin to understand what this fear is about. Because the Ten of Cups as a challenge, there might be a little bit of a resistance to what this Knight and this King is about. And the Judgment and the Six of Discs is about mending a rift. It might be about accepting new love. I'm just laughing at the card you pulled. Regeneration. It's for some of you, maybe your relationship's been in a slum, love's been in a slum, and something that you thought was gone is now coming back again. My favourite card in the whole deck. Just it's about hope, but more than that, it's essentially this card. So maybe some of you have been in a little bit of a dark night, and this is life coming back to you, and it's coming back in such a beautiful way, because it's almost like a lot of lessons have been learned because you're the king, or someone else is the king, which means you've got your throne, you became your master. And to master Scorpio is one of the hardest lessons that you can actually master. Let me carry on. So how other people are showing up for you is the beautiful Sun card. So there's a lot of joy here. There's a lot of joy. There's a lot of happiness, and all my cards just flew out the deck. So to clarify the Sun card, yeah, the Ace of Cups. And this is how other people are presenting themselves to you. Very, very open-hearted, very warm and very loving. But for one reason or another, the challenge is for you to work through these stories in your head. And the way to work it through would be cards like the Ten of Swords, So the Ten of Swords is more, oh my God, whatever, I'll just take a risk. I'll just take a leap of faith. That's sort of really how I read the tarot. Everyone's different. But the Ten of Swords to me is about surrender. It's about letting go and sort of deciding, I would rather just experience this joy and this happiness than to stay in this constant loop of thinking. Thinking is a way to avoid your feelings, essentially. So maybe there's something that's not been fully felt here. Anyhow, the outcome and the advice card is the Magician. Holy glory. So what is this Magician about? Because the Magician is a really, really powerful energy. It's about grabbing on to new beginnings in all areas of your life. It's about having tremendous power to say yes. To say yes to the Ace of Cups. To say yes to whatever opportunities are coming your way. And to do that, we need to be able to move out of our comfort zone. And there might be a little bit of fear around leaving your comfort zone and opening up to this beautiful new energy that wants to come your way. Okay, so why is this Magician the advice card? Give me a minute, guys. Why is the Magician the advice card? It's with the Eight of Wands, okay? This is about very, very swift movement. Both these cards are yes cards, by the way. The Sun and the Ace of Cups is saying yes to life, as is most of these. What's preventing you saying yes to life is your thinking, basically. And there's no judgment here, guys, because the mind is just, when we've had crap in our minds, we just keep repeating the same pattern on and on and on again. That's what PSD is. That's what looking over your shoulder means. It's about waiting for the next thing to come and go wrong. It's that apprehension. It's that fear. And I really don't like seeing that for you, okay? I'm not worried because they're only minor arcanas. And there's stories in your mind, but you cannot believe these stories in your mind. So what are these stories about? They seem to be around either something that's happened in the past, Four of Wands, or something to do with celebration, something to do with joining with others that's making you feel very apprehensive. And even though there's all this joy and all this love, sharing it with others seems to be your challenge for the Ten of Cups. Give me another card, please, for Scorpio. I'm very intrigued by this Nine of Swords and Seven of Swords. It's almost like there's these radio waves going wrong within the... And it's not that they're going wrong, but they're preventing all this amazing energy, and it's actually preventing your happiness, which is the Ten of Cups. You got the Peace card. And the Peace card represents to me being at ease with your own destiny, okay? Just being at peace within your own being. But it also means being at peace with things in your life exactly as they are. Now that is a fantastic way to deal with this energy of these Swords cards, which is your mind racing about either in the past or in the future, and it's keeping you in a stuck position where you cannot walk through to your destiny, okay? And the advice is to walk to your destiny. Both these cards are about expansion and growth.